wonderful author, really prolific journalist. I'm a little nervous bringing him in because like he's written so many things that by the time you book him, you're going to have to read like 15 more articles. But without any ado, John Nichols. Yay. Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
How are you?
Good to be with you.
Good to be with you. Good to have you here.
I am very well, having just watched the Georgia Senate debate, in which I can now only say one phrase, which is radical liberal Raphael Warnock.
The Democrats want to fundamentally change America, and the agent of change is my opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock has partnered with Stacey Abrams' More Lies. From radical liberal Raphael Warnock. My opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock, would be a rubber stamp for Chuck Schumer.
Right, radical liberal. I mean, does she know that she's kind of calling him like a
rad lib?
A rad lib, yeah. She doesn't know what that is.
Is she post left? Is she like an Amy Therese person or something?
Oh, she's post everything. Let's be very clear about that. I just cannot begin to emphasize. I know the term robotic is often used in regard to Kelly Loeffler, but I've never actually watched her for a full hour, and robotic just doesn't really do it. You know?
Right.
Yeah. You've just heard radical liberal Raphael Warnock lie again. Radical liberal Raphael Warnock. You've just heard radical liberal Raphael Warnock. And my opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock. And my opponent, radical liberal Raphael Warnock, is a socialist.
This is sort of some post-robot. This is like that thing we can't even imagine in the future.
Right. She's Poro.
There you go.
Poro. Yeah, we just coined the term. Yeah. Well, your voice sounds a little hoarse. Is that because since Purdue didn't show up, did you fill in for him during the?
I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But the problem I had filling in for Purdue was that, he's never actually gone an hour without making a stock trade. So I had to be on my phone doing, like the day trading in Japan or wherever the market is open.
I'm just taking a picture of this to show people to tell them what they can come and see in case they're not already here. But John, please tell us, I don't even know where to start with you, but I guess tell us about that makes it seem like I'm like chiding you or something. But I mean, you're so prolific. So tisk for doing so much work. But let's start with your assessment of the debate besides the robotic thing. Let's talk about that, and then we can get into your other articles ranging from Rahm Emanuel to your interview with Barbara Lee, and of course your book on Henry Wallace.
I love talking about all those things, as you might imagine. Look, on the debate, I don't think we have to go into it too much. It was really a horrible debate. I mean, and believe me, after 2020, the term horrible debate is, pretty well established as the standard. But this one was especially bad for a couple of reasons. Number one, Loeffler literally didn't say anything but radical liberal again and again and again, except when she made a brief deviation to say Marxist, socialist, redistributionist. So it didn't kind of even get into the zone of an actual debate. And frankly, the moderators didn't try to intervene much with anything akin to facts. And so you ended up in this terrible situation where there wasn't much to highlight. And I don't think we have to go in on it in a very big way, except to say that Reverend Warnock got off the best line I've heard in a debate in 2020. And I will, make sure that I read it to you correctly because I don't want to misstate it. This is toward the end. She lied not only on me, but on Jesus.
And so she's continued to misrepresent my record. She's lied not only on me, but on Jesus.
Ooh, that's good.
I'm thinking in Georgia, that's got to have some traction.
Of course, a lot of legs, yeah.
I'm hoping.
What'd she say? What did she say to that?
Yeah,
God damn you.
No. The fascinating thing was
Palestine.
She said repeatedly, yes, she did, of course. Yes. No, but repeatedly she said, I'm not going to be lectured to by somebody who uses his faith to do and then fill in the blank, whatever, like invite Castro. But the fascinating thing about it is it does take a certain amount of chutzpah to say to a pastor not merely a pastor, but the pastor who holds the spot that was once held by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., that you're not going to be lectured to by him about faith. And so I don't know where this all goes politically. I don't claim to be the perfect expert in Georgia politics, but it does strike me that when you're trying to lecture a man of faith about faith, and when you are, in fact, by any measure, right, a corrupt politician, I'm not sure that works. Maybe a good debate for Warnock.
I feel like that's so over the top that even like a Republican could maybe be offended by saying that to someone who is in the MLK post, like who's filling in for MLK, not filling in temporarily, but who is, you know what I mean? Like who has the MLK basically reverend chair, whatever you'd call it.
And that's a important thing to understand. Because religion and politics is something we always deal with, right? It's always there, not always well analyzed, not always well discussed, but it's always a reality. But it's very rare that you have someone running for office who has a clearly established track record as a biblical scholar, somebody who has led a religious institution, and if I was advising Kelly Loeffler, I might have counseled you go another route, find some other avenue that you want to go down than literally trying to take him on this. And he got off one other really good line of the night, and I'll have to give you that, give him that, which was, he said, "I'm a Matthew 25 Christian."
Same.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, who isn't, right? But actually, Matthew 25 is a pretty good reference point. And I would bet you that there's an awfully lot of Georgia Christians who are familiar with Matthew 25, which is, when you were hungry, I fed you. Mm-hmm. When you were, when you were thirsty, I gave you drink. When you were in prison, I came to visit you. You know what I mean? It's actually kind of one of the core tenets of a Christian faith that is humane, that is decent. And I know that there's many people who have different opinions about Christianity, about, religion in general and politics. But I would say in Georgia, that was not a bad reference point.
Right. I think she could have stuck with it. Why not stick with the reprehensible, in my opinion, but probably doesn't do badly in Georgia among Republicans. But yeah, like the Palestine stuff, like you see Palestinians as human beings. How are you fit to be a senator? Like that would have landed more than, Right?
She did go there. I mean, just to be clear. But, really, she never got very far beyond radical liberal. And then,
I'm a little to the, can you give me the credit I deserve, like for being a leftist, not a radical liberal?